Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a very nice Sunday afternoon here at Bowlero, Auburn Lanes in Auburn, Massachusetts. We are here for the championship match of the Vincent Hall Memorial Over-Under Doubles, sponsored by TechVision, yours truly. You are watching a TechVision live stream production right now with $6,000 added money. The winner of this match receives $4,400 for only 30 teams entered, so pretty good prize fund going on here. This is NEBA number 978. We are having a two-game Baker match across these doubles. Bruce Hall here with you, and my broadcast partner, finalist and ball driller to the stars, El Jefe, Chris Forey. Hey, Chris.
Good afternoon, Bruce.
Great to have you with us. So let's talk a little bit about the patterns. On the left lane will be our short pattern Broadway. That's 37 feet, 26 mils, 4.7 to 1. On the right lane, Titanium, 44 feet, 25 mils, 4.21 to 1. So a little bit less oil, a little bit less ratio on the long, Chris, and a little bit more of the challenging of the two patterns, both with their own quirks and peculiarities. And tell us who you like in this match. Tell us how the lanes are breaking down. What do you think?
I mean, my immediate choice during when we got to about Game 7 was Litch and Gray Watts. But it's hard to go against Monroy, who has his heart, the biggest heart of anybody I know. Fights hard. Dennis has been on fire, but I'm going to stick with Litch, who just knows how to get it done. And Gray Watts. My concern would be Ryan's shots on lane 12 at the end were not very good at all. The last match here, started pulling up out of it a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be interesting too for Litch. Now that he has another fellow lefty on the pair with him, so that'll be see how he affects. Well, I like what they're doing here. So Michael's going to start on the right lane, so he doesn't get affected right away by Dennis's ball reaction.
Well, I wonder if they're thinking that far into it. What I was going to say, and I want to make sure we point out the format. Each bowler bowls on each of the patterns across the two different Baker games.
Yep.
And that's purposely as part of the format. So you have to be exposed to each of the patterns. You just can't be a one-pattern bowler.
So Michael's going to bowl the 10th frame of the last game.
Of the last lane on the short.
On lane 11, which so he has obviously the best look.
The anchor bowler on the short. That's correct.
So it'll be interesting to see if the Purple Hammer has any effect on the EPX.
That's a good point, because could it possibly take away, and of course the Purple Hammer being thrown by Bissonnette, will it drag the oil down? And Michael himself dragging the oil down with the EPX. Could he not have the same back end that he's expecting?
Because his ball wasn't really getting to the pocket. He was just throwing pins around a lot.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this.
But it's only been 5 shots with 2 practice.
It doesn't take much with a Purple Hammer, though.
That's absolutely true. So that's a good point. So.
And especially Dennis is swinging it into his area instead of where Michael was going down the crack. Now he's got a ball crossing into him. So
that's a good point. And dragging oil right into that cross point, into that break point. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Now Monroy, he's getting up on the right after Ryan here. We'll go first on the left lane. Monroy, when he gets up on the right lane, just a little interesting that. You want me to scoot over so you can see a little better?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Monroy. 2 practice balls on the right lane. One of them breezed the hip into the right. He tried a 3D offset going way right. He was right of the track, which was interesting. Good shot by Ryan.
And great shot there by Ryan. Throwing the rack.
Throwing the purple tank.
Well, it's interesting they're having Ryan bowl on the right lane on the second game. They didn't even have to do that.
I just think Michael's shot of all the shots looked best on lane 11. He struck every time on lane 11. So I think that's the reason for that, is that Michael had the best look overall.
Yeah, that's true. Of the 2 looks, that's true. And he's going to finish with that look.
So Monroy went a little further in, but threw it into the track.
That's a 3D offset. Great shot there by Mr. Monroy.
Got a little hook stop action working there out of the track.
Now, it was very interesting. We had 8 games of round-robin match play leading into this, Chris. And in the position round, Bissonnette and Monroy were third, and ended up taking a rather dominant lead by passing the other 2 guys because it was 60 bonus pins per win in match play. Yeah, look at that going out and back.
Yep.
With all the revs of Bissonnette. He's definitely crossing that track once and then again on what will be Michael's line.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that little push that because he's going to carry some oil into that back part of the lane where Michael hasn't seen that yet. So that should be very interesting when Michael gets up over there. But this is a big shot here. Michael's first one yanked it a little bit. Again, he has no room left on lane 12. Even though the pattern's a little flat left of 9 and right of 9, It's just enough to hold your ball up. So the urethane helps stop that a little bit, but you can't get it going left.
Well, and as you said, this is a weak ball considering the amount of oil that's there.
Yeah.
And
there's a ton of oil at 9, 10, 11. I mean, it just
there's
becomes a mountain.
There's no defined hook spot, really.
You're relying on the surface and the topography. That's a yank again.
That's a yank, but it held off just for a 6-pin.
Yeah,
so enough hold for a 6-pin, but not to carry.
But he's really yanked them hard, those 2 shots, compared to what he did the last game.
And we've got a double already on the Bissonnette Monroy side, giving them the early lead. And they were practicing almost the whole time. These guys were bowling over on the practice pair, so it's not like they rested and took any time off. They,
I think for the amount of games,
themselves loose.
Sorry to cut you off there. I feel like for the amount of games we bowled for the weekend, like when we stopped for the position round for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I felt like that was not good because we
did that as quick as we could. Yeah.
No. It isn't that we didn't do it quick. I mean, some of the matches just didn't finish as fast, but I felt like our bodies really. That's a lot of bowling. I mean, my shoulder's a little tight right now.
Stiffen up quick. Yeah, you stiffen up quickly. You could see some fatigue in some of the guys. Your partner, Bob, was a little bit tired.
My partner was running on fumes.
I definitely would have been tired, no doubt about that. So, but a lot of heart, a lot of guts in these bowlers, and that's why we'd like to think of this as a major. Basically, it's definitely a long format, and with the prize fund, certainly you're earning your money. So.
All right,
Graywalk strike again here on this left lane.
Yep, Ryan with the purple tank. He's going to be more in the track. He'll be probably like 12 out to 5. There you go.
Kaboom. Lays off at the end. No strong finish and flushes the rack.
Yeah, you didn't have to throw it at the gutter. You just had to keep it somewhere between like 10 to 5.
Kevin Tebow coming over to say goodbye with a wonderful performance this weekend. Once again, walking away the bridesmaid, still looking for that first title, Kevin Tebow. And he'll win many. Just got to get that first one under his belt. Here's Monroy.
That's a good shot.
Good follow through, but blows the rack. The ball a little bit late. Hook stop. Yep. And week 10.
I'm shocked he was throwing that ball because he used a kinetic black ice. And I'd like to play with the black ice a little more because he was more left of the track. So he could play that hold. There's a big puddle in the middle of the lane. So you could play the puddle enough that you had a little left. I feel like that ball is going forward really fast for him. But he's also leading, and I'm not, so.
We do what we do, and they do what they do.
Oh.
And there's Monroy with that. You got to kind of dump that. That's not the track profile I'm used to on that spare ball. You kind of dump that one.
Usually he's more end-over-end at it.
Chris, coming up October 1st and 2nd, it's the KR Strikeforce Singles down at East Providence. And October 2nd, Sunday, 9 a.m. squad is the first eliminator squad for the Paul Forey Memorial. And another ripping rack shot by Bissonnette. Gets them back on the strike train.
But his ball didn't get there either that time. That was more of a mixture compared to the high flush.
Also in October, we are heading back to a Jeff Barden location up in Manchester, Yankee Lanes. We have our senior and women's event on October 22nd, the Saturday. And then at 6 p.m., there'll be the first squad of the singles. And then we'll have singles on the 23rd. Once again, Jeff Barden adding money to both of those events. Thank you so much, Jeff. Had a wonderful time in Keene. And now we'll be off to Manchester for the first time.
I've only been to Manchester.
Got around that one. He ripped that.
That was more up the lane that time,
though. Up the lane, and he got a mittful of that one and peeled it off the corner. Rips the rack for a double to basically tie it up.
It's amazing how hard it is too going down the lane. That's what amazes me about him throwing
fast, and he still gets it to slow down and read and pick up.
That's what's amazing is he's very firm and the ball's still shaping.
What's that Wristmaster he's wearing?
The Wristmaster 2, the old Dick Weber.
I want to sell a few of those, my friend. You still carry those?
We did. I just brought some more back in. That's one of my favorite wristbands if you're helping somebody out.
Do you have is the metal piece on the front?
Both sides. That one has
both.
But okay. If I use one, I cut out the metal in the front.
Because I used to take the one in the
front,
pad out.
I don't like that feel, but yeah. But I feel like for most beginner bowlers, that's a good best glove you can start with. That's up the lane.
Graywalk's right up and at it. High, hard one. Gets a little bit of hold, I would say. And there's the lead by
1.
By 11, actually. Because they're down a pin.
One extra frame, so
and they're up
11.
a mark. So, yeah. But if Monroy strikes here, it's back to a pin. So, seesaw match so far.
So Monroy stepped in a little bit more, but see, that's what I'm talking about.
He stepped out of that. Boy, that was terrible. What happened?
Well, he started. It looked like he moved further left, but he lost it off his hand there. You see if squeezing his hand.
Was there some footwork problem?
Didn't clear out.
Was that his hand, or was his foot? Looked like he fell off his footwork.
Didn't clear out of his hand very well, so he just got it going. And that's what I'm talking about. I feel like he's too close. He's trying to play the track too much. Because if you're too close to the track, the problem is it hooks, and now you have nothing on the track. To me, the track was the gutter. You and I talked about this about the left side. Like, and when I say the track is, if you're looking on the right side, to me it was like 11, 12.
Yeah, 7-8 was the gutter. Yeah.
For the left. For the Rays, though, I felt like 12 was like the gutter.
And Little Hook Moore makes the washout. Huge cover, and no loss of count. So still 11, but a bullet dodge there by the Monroy Bissonnette team.
Yeah, so like, if you look at the left side lane, like we see like 7, 8 have 2 dark boards going all the way down, and on the right side, 11, 12 have 2 dark boards. To me, the right was those 2 dark boards, the left was the other 2.
I will tell you that having bowled out of this house for quite a bit, I have ridden those dark boards for all they've worth. I've ridden them like a bad pony.
It happens almost every center now that the lanes have just gotten beat up, but yeah.
I can't tell you how many times here, just league shot, city tournaments, things like that, straight up the dartboard with a wrecker, with so many different equipment I could name. It's been such a good line here for me here. And when I hit 6, it crosses 8, so it's been right around the seam, right up right around the track there. So it's just been a great visual for me.
Yeah, I tried telling my partner, I'm like, you don't want to get the edge of the gutter is that.
Right.
that's 1, 2.
And that was my problem on the long. I wasn't deep enough, quite frankly. I didn't
you had to get further in.
To get deeper, yeah.
Big shot for Michael. That's pretty good.
He didn't hit that one as hard, but he gets it up to flush.
That was much better.
Look at this. There's a 21-pin lead for the Lichtenstein Greywax team. Michael going for title number 32, extending his record career here in NEBA. Just amazing. Chris, some other great sponsors. Over $60,000 we have in sponsors this year. Storm Bowling, Storm, Roto, and 900 Global, of course. Thank you so much for them. BowlingSeriously.com, Strike FX Pro Shops, Turbo Grips, Bullwinkles Pro Shop, Savage Arms, KR Strike Force coming up for East Providence, Grog Monster Sports, Greg Flamond, got that site going finally. Cambridge Credit adds $3,500 to the Cambridge Credit Invitational. We had the Masters event, which was Bloomfield Electric, Tony and Susie Renaud, and GMS Decorative Concrete added some money to those events. Callahan's Bowlerama, be back there. TechVision, Yankee Lanes, going to the second Yankee Lane stop, as I mentioned. DJ's Pro Shop, East Coast Sports Investors, Ideal Bowling Concepts with Keith Lang. And there's a ripped rack by Ryan Greywax for a 5-bagger for the Lichtenstein Greywax team, and they are extending their lead, almost putting enough pressure on Monroy that he just about has to strike here. Monroy needs this one to keep pace.
Again,
they're going to find themselves down by 40 here if he can't get something going.
That's going to be
shot.
pretty
He got
good.
through it good. Dead flush.
That was better. The ball bounced off the track a little faster.
Shot there.
Got his hand around it to let the ball bounce off the track.
I think we're down to just 21, right? Am I right? Yep, 10-20. Yeah, 21-pin lead now for the Lichtenstein Greywax team. Bissonnette can get it back to 11.
Big shot by Bissonnette here,
Despite the 5-bagger, Bissonnette can get it back to 11. He hasn't missed.
Got a handful. That's pretty good. Spun the 7 around.
Goodness gracious.
Spun the 7 around.
He thought he had it, too. What a great shot.
I love that kid's release.
Boy, I just don't know what you could do different on that shot.
Such heavy ball roll.
Well. Even a 90. Now they're only 228 maximum. And the Lichtenstein team can go off for 2-7-0. So they can find themselves 52 pins up if they can go sheet here. Michael cannot find the pocket that time. Doesn't make the corner. Finishing off the sponsors, Chris, yourself, Buddy's Pro Shop, the annual prizes, and, of course, the Paul Forey Memorial. Thank you so much for that. That's $10,000 added money with a special prize fund at the end of the year. I Am Bowling, powered by Logo Infusion, Ace Mitchell, Better Bowling Concepts, many styles of bowling. Thank you, LaRue. Dexter Bowling, Chicago Sam's, and, of course, GMS Decorative Concrete for both the doubles and the Masters entry. So thank you so much to all of our 2022 sponsors. And as we said, we are in the midst of putting the 2023 schedule together, Chris. And we will have a fresh, most of our sponsors, I believe, are returning. And we will have possibly some new sponsors coming next year. But we could not do it without you. As we said, $60,000 of added money makes the NEBA prize funds really, really good and wonderful there. So, and here we have the other title counts. Thank you so much, Chris, sliding in a piece of data here. We have Ryan with a Bowler of the Year title, and there is a nasty chop that's going to tighten up this match substantially.
That brings an 8-pin game.
Brings it right back to 8, and let's see if one team or the other can double. In fact, the Monroy team could take the lead if they could double, and Ryan does not. Very interesting. So Ryan with 6 titles, Monroy with 4, tied with me, and Bissonnette so far with 2. I believe 1 double, 1 single for Dennis, right?
Dennis won non-champs and then won Chicopee this year.
Non-champs in Chicopee, that's right. That's right. Dennis, the possible reigning king of Chicopee, might be to Chicopee what Alex is to East Providence.
That's up the lane pretty good.
And rips the rack for a blower 7.
Wow.
Kind of can't believe it.
Got it up the lane a little bit, just to push a little further than the other ones.
Sheesh.
Still, he threw pins everywhere.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Shrapnel going everywhere.
Good analysis, but why didn't it stray?
Yeah.
It just rips the rack. And once again, we're into 10 games yesterday, 8, 9. They're into 10. This is their 10th game today, and just ripping racks. Crazy.
He flick his hand around it. That's pretty good.
Monroe. If he can double, they're going to have the lead going into the final match. Once again, 2-game Baker. This does not conclude the match. Stick around, folks. We see sometimes these 2-game matches, Chris, a lot of people drop off after the first game because they think one team won. So everybody, please stick around. We've got one more game to bring you, and there's our scores.
Big spare here for Ryan.
This match. Yeah, crucial spare here for Ryan.
Don't want to close it out with back-to-backs.
No.
And
Ryan right up the lane, and he does miss the 7-pin.
The friction.
Indeed, it caught the friction, and a chop, and then a flagged 7-pin.
That's deflating. Now Monroy can go up to 13 pins.
Imagine that. He's got the lead anyway.
Just got to flick his hand around the side of it. He's got to bounce off the track.
Go on the side and take a 13-pin lead when we could have had a 40 or so literally swing.
I'd say like a 50-pin swing.
This could be a 40 or 50-pin swing these last 2 frames. Unbelievable.
Bounced off the track nicely.
And rips the 10. Give him the double for 228, 13-pin lead for Bissonnette and Monroy. What a turn of events, Chris. Unbelievable.
And even after Chris's shot in the 6th frame where he didn't come off his hand very good, gets 7, comes back and he aces the next 3 where he just gets his hand around it. Probably what he was trying to do with the other one, just didn't come off his thumb. And then the ball is bouncing off the track. He throws a huge strike in that, double up in the 7th, 8th, and now they double up in the 10th. Wood's big here. That's a good shot. That's at least 9 and 10.
Beautiful shot there by Monroy. And I know you've been working with Chris on his ball roll and everything, and he's won since then.
Yeah.
And he looks so much more confident at the line, kind of getting through it, rolling with the patterns.
Yeah, we worked on his targeting, just trying to get his swing a little closer. And he's throwing the ball great. He's hard on himself. That's the problem. I mean, not a problem. It's what drives him. He's very hard on himself. And that's what I said. Not many people have more heart.
He won, and then he came back. I said, Chris, how you doing? You want to bowl something? He goes, no, I'm taking some time off. I'm trying to get my head back together.
Yeah, he was a little. Yeah, he won the trios.
That's right.
Not trios. The over/under doubles.
The over/under doubles, and then he's like, I got to take some time to get my head together. And I'm like,
yeah, he was a little fried out, Chicopee and stuff.
Yeah,
yes,
very hard on himself, and he's got very high standards. Mark Roth is his coach. In fact, he's wearing a tribute shirt to Mark Roth right now. Thank you, Coach Mark, is what it says. So. I believe we're going to get them to swap the arrows here. And, of course, there's no one there to do it. I know how to do it. In fact, I'll be right back.
Monroy. The arrows are switched. And Monroy's going to start it off. And Bruce is back.
I got a tutorial this morning on how to swap the arrows.
It's probably a good thing in case they had to get called away.
Well,
for something.
look what just happened. So it's a good thing.
So they're pretty busy.
So, very busy house here. They do a great job.
Now with the urethane, that's pretty good.
Now, Chris, the whole dynamics of the match change because now everybody's swapped lanes.
Yep.
See the guys that were on the long now on the short and vice versa.
My concern now is Ryan, who really struggled the last couple shots.
He squeezed hard those last two, and guess what? They're coming off back-to-back opens. And now Michael probably has the best look on lane 11, but Ryan has been struggling on lane 12, as you say. Huge shot here to get started on the right foot. 13-pin advantage for Monroy.
Looks like Ryan cheated, left about 5 boards here from what he was at.
Same ball?
Yep, same ball.
Comes back.
That was better, though. Yeah, he went about 5 left and then threw it to the track instead of trying to keep it up the lane.
No, laid off, too. It sounds like it didn't quite have enough to get back, even with Ryan's hand.
Yep. Again, I think it'll be interesting for Michael when he gets up and how his ball crosses through what Dennis just did for 5 shots.
So very interesting. We had through a scheduling issue, we had the PBA schedule their RPI tournament in Albany at Kings Alley this weekend. And I asked Ryan, I said, he's PBA, why didn't you go to the RPI? He says,
Litch asked me to
Mike
bowl.
Lichstein asked me to bowl. So you don't say no to that. And here they are in the title match. So 13-pin advantage for Monroy.
Pretty good.
What's he doing? Beautiful shot there. I would say Dennis adapted to the long as well as anybody.
He just stepped in, like we talked about. Like we talked about, just get to that little spot.
Yep.
And if he knows his ball is probably at 36 feet, right around those 2 boards.
Yep. And he's got the hand. He can get it in. He can get around it.
He does. So now he can play that oil to bounce it to there, where you would have to be more up it. The problem is then now you're close to that OB area.
You're risking the early hook, and you're risking OB left.
Yeah, dropping off.
Believe me, I found all that. I found all that.
So my partner.
I shot 140 over on the short. I shot 20 under on the long. And
that's pretty good
there by Michael.
That was the lawn dart at the head pin.
To be honest, I'm not sure we can expect Michael to miss on the short.
He needs to strike everyone on those.
And can Ryan give him some support where Monroy and company already have the early double, extending their lead to 33.
And we're going to see Monroy curving the urethane.
Excuse me, 23. 23.
He'll be curving the urethane a little bit more from about laying off his hand about 14, getting it out to about 4. Compared to the other guys, we're going more straight up.
There it is, out to it, and turning back. A little bit high, but lays off and carries.
Super tall pin layout.
Wow.
To create some ball flare.
Well, now why didn't that just keep going through for a 4 or a 4-9?
Because the ball just stops. Just hook stop. Purple hammer special.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go, Dennis. Things, again, the viewership up nicely. If you guys would share the feed, we would very much appreciate that. Get our viewership going here. And, of course, we post all these back up on YouTube. You know that, Chris?
Yes, sir.
So our YouTube channel has like 900 subscribers. And great shot there by Ryan. Back on track, a very important double. Gets the game lead back to 10 and the overall lead back to 23.
I think the only thing that stops Dennis is a ring 7.
Waste no time. Well, that release is so pure.
There's flat 7.
Oh my God, he makes the call. I'll give it to you. Flat ring, close enough.
It's not my first day at the rodeo. Isn't that what they say?
I don't think you say day. I think you say it's not my first rodeo. Rodeo, whatever.
Okay.
Thank you, Ken Fry, for the share. We appreciate it.
Not my first time at the lanes.
There, yes. No, I would say not. Given your cachet of stars wearing the Buddies Pro Shop logo on their chests on PBA telecasts, which is impressive.
We're very blessed, as I like to say.
You certainly are, and well, you've earned every bit of it, my friend. The advice you give and some of the traditional logic and belief that you have kind of gone against.
That's on a crack fast.
Wow. He gets it back to carry.
Wow, that's the slowdown part,
5, 6, 10 comes back off the wall to carry. Amazing shot.
Spare, got it.
By Lichstein. No problem there for the triple to tie the game and back to a 13-pin match.
That's 11.
Huge shot. Now, can Ryan step up and strike again on the left lane? He's going to let Monroy go first. Is there any gamesmanship here we got going? Let Monroy go first, or?
Well, he's left. Since their team was the first team to start, he gets first. He gets technically the guy who started everyone. That's how we were playing it. That they got to start every. They should have been the first person bowling every time.
Okay. Can Monroy?
I just flicked his hand around. That's going to roll out.
See, that looks
perfectly.
Perfect shot there. That's it up to go flush. Sets Dennis up again. So what's he going to do next time, since you called the 7-pin?
I just thought that when he got behind the pattern a little bit. As I said, it's the only thing that's going to happen to him. He's either going to dead blow 10 back, or he's going to get a little bit behind the pattern, and it'll be a mixer. It'll be that flat 7 or mixer 10-pin to an extent. For Ryan, this is a huge shot. Obviously, taking a re-rack. Ryan's second shot was good. First one got a little bit behind the pattern, out to the outside of the track a little bit. So.
Shout out to Denise Roth. Hello, Denise. Great to have you on the live stream.
Looks like Ryan's staying in the same spot he did the last 2 shots.
And, of course, huge shot for Ryan here to get within 3.
He's going to let it roll off. That's pretty good.
Looking good. Little high. Wow. Can he get it to go? Oh, 4-6.
Wow,
but
that went
4
pretty quick.
Goes, and the 6 would not go. Denise, not sure if you've seen Chris's shirt.
Great shirt.
But it says, "Thank you, Coach Mark."
As
and
Mark
we know who that is. It is the only person to bowl and win a single NEBA. That would be Mr. Mark Roth. He has bowled. He's 1 for 1 in NEBAs.
Thanks. He beat me that day. I appreciate you reminding me.
You're welcome.
First round.
That's what we do. Oh, first round, not for the title.
No, but first round of Brockton. I remember. I was like so. I get nervous already, but bowling him, who was like my bowling idol as a kid, it was like just really cool. Like,
wasn't.
Oh, you get to bowl Mark Roth.
Yeah. Congratulations.
This is pretty awesome.
Right. Yeah, nice.
At Brockton, and it's
well, I beat Mark Roth once in my first regional title was in
is that the doubles
Paramus, New Jersey. The doubles with Mike Leddick on Silicon Oil when the AMF angle first came out, and the top 8 teams were all left-handed.
Is that when he fed in? Oh, that's Michael High.
Lane, that's high. Pulled that one a little bit.
Yeah, that was into the track super quick.
Yeah, a little grab.
Over top of it.
I was able to hold off Petraglia and Roth, and all those guys were there in the Jersey time, but Mike Leddick and I. But we had the nuts, and any one tournament can go anyway. So
a win's a win.
Mary Monroy, hello, Mary. And
that's
need a little hook there.
Oh, you got it.
He makes it. So that's going to cost them no count.
Yeah, it's an even match.
So
this game's even, so 13
the game is exactly even, and so we have a 13-pin advantage by virtue of the first game. Once again, 2-game Baker. Add up the 2 games, and that's your winner. We just got off 8 matches of 2-game Baker with 60-pin bonus. And out of that, Monroy and Bissonnette survived to be the number 1 seed. And Michael has not missed, as I've predicted. La-di-da. He's 3 for 3. And let's see if Ryan can get up. And I'll tell you, Ryan was millimeters from that being a 5-bagger. Let me tell you. And very close match. And now twice has Monroy struck and Bissonnette unable to capitalize. So let's see if Monroy can set Dennis up against here. Once again, Baker. left lane short pattern, right lane long pattern. A lot of interesting dynamics in play here.
That's pretty good.
Turn it up, and it comes up late, gets the carry, sets up Bissonnette once again. Let's see what Dennis can do with it on the right lane. And
so now Ryan's got to creep about 2 left. He should. So I'm going to see what he does here. But
even with that weak 10 he left?
No, he left a 6-pin here. He had almost 4-6'd. So the 4-pin fell over and nicked the 6, and it was wobbling. So if he did, he moved 3 left. Well, actually, now he moved 4.
You can tell 3 versus 4?
Yeah, I'm watching his feet.
Look at you. That's a pretty good looking shot. Get up, and a little late. Gets the messenger, or shall we say the flying Farkle.
That was
the double.
That was a flying body press Farkle.
And now it's exactly a 3-pin match with 3 frames to go. This is one of the biggest shots of Dennis's career right here. If he can get this one, get it back to 13, they definitely have ball in hand. Wasting no time. Gets up, lays it up. Beautiful release. And gets the trip 6. Both guys getting the carry.
His track's starting to go a little bit. Does he make a move?
He threw that perfect, and he knows he did.
And the ball
it reacted, yeah.
Yeah, his track is hooking a little earlier because he obviously went through the face where he got it there a little early.
So back to 13. This is the original 13 lead that Monroy and Bissonnette had by virtue of the fact that Graywax and Lichtenstein went open their last 2 frames the last game, chopping a 3-6 and flagging a 7-pin. What a change of events that game represented to give the Monroy team a lead that they've been able to hold on to. And this match going back and forth with both teams lined up. Michael is 3 for 3 on the left lane. Got that EPX working right off the corner. Let's see what he does here. Right out to the edge, turn it up. It does make it up the hill for the crumbling bucket. And Michael's walking it off. He's over on lane 16 right now. And Michael says, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, to get it within 3. And now it's Monroy who's not missed on the left lane. Both of these guys are perfect on the left lane, Chris.
Monroy's reaction is probably, I hate to say he's better than Michael's because Michael's just throwing the heater.
Well, he's 4 for 4, so.
Yeah, if I'm saying, but he's just throwing
that one barely made it up. You're right.
That one, the last 2 haven't barely got there.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. You're seeing a great match here. 2-game Baker.
Oh, that's left. Chris. It's going to go up the hill. 10-pin maybe.
He doesn't quite make it.
And that's the problem when he got left. Now he caught some of the oil.
Remember that 3-pin lead now, Chris? It's 2. It's 2 now. Chris makes this.
That was behind the pattern. That was in and behind.
Now the Lichtenstein Graywax team has ball in hand. If they go sheet, it's over. Monroy cannot match. Going out, so 2-pin match. Definitely not unheard of to have a tie. And no trouble with the cover there for Chris.
It's really the biggest shot of the day for Ryan. He's had some struggles on the right lane here. We've seen it. Even though he has a couple strikes this game, his ball reaction hasn't been consistent. Let's put it that way.
Now, they had a dominant lead for the first 5 frames of the first game. We thought they were going to be up by 40 or 50. And now the chance to regain the lead here.
He's actually back right aboard. Nice shuffling back.
Now he shuffles back. I do that. I'm not sure what board I actually start from.
He's about a board right of where he just was.
Even though he just stuffed it.
Through the messenger, so maybe he moved it because he threw the messenger.
Oh, could be, yeah.
This would be interesting.
Oh, got through it. He lifted
knows
up through it.
He
thought it was great, and so did we. A ripping 10-pin, unbelievable.
Yeah,
He's over on lane 16 now, walking it off.
I'm going to bet he moved back aboard because you can see that was higher flush.
A little bit higher flush for the solid 10 instead of the messenger.
Yeah, like he knew that when it was halfway down the lane. He knew that that was.
Oh, he loved it. When he let it go,
he turned around right away.
He thought it was money.
All right.
He's got to make this.
Big question is, again, now Dennis needs to get up and play.
And now it's back to 3 pins. So count very important, and count on the side of Bissonnette and Monroy. The spare is essential, I would say.
He's
taking his time.
Got
Never a doubt. Beautiful cover.
So now
3-pin match going in. Both teams working on a spare. It's Dennis Bissonnette on the left lane with the longer pattern, a little bit more, the right lane on the longer pattern, and it will be Mike Lichstein, who has not missed on the left lane, but having a little bit of sluggish reaction off the corner.
Well, we've seen Dennis's last 2 shots look really early. So does the move create a flat 7 now? That's up the lane.
Up the lane.
Oh, slaps the 7 out sideways.
7. Nice. He got through that. He got through that very well.
He threw a firmer up the track instead of trying to go around it. He threw a firmer through the track.
Considering the pressure that was involved,
he
got through that very well. Now, is Michael going to wait?
Probably. They are the first team, so they technically get to bowl.
Because Dennis is ball in hand. If he gets this and 8, it's over. Right? They have a 3-pin lead. He goes 238, they can go 248, 3-pin win. Oh, that's got to be right. But it didn't make it. Wow. Oh, my goodness. I thought he got that right. And it didn't make it up the hill. Now, let's give them 228.
Lich strikes out, he wins.
228 plus 13 is 241.
Lich needs a double.
Lich doubles for 248. He's got a double, though.
Has to double.
It's double or nothing, literally, for Mike Lichstein for title number 32. Double. Mike has not missed on this lane. How many times has Lichstein been in this situation? Sorry, Monroy has 5 titles. We have a correction coming in. We have new information.
Well, yes, it just dawned on me. It's not up to date on the site.
Mike Lichstein, the legend. 31 titles in NEBA, the most of anyone, obviously a Hall of Famer. Needs a double to win his 32nd title and win for Dennis Bissonnette, who would for Chris Monroy, for Ryan Graywax, who would collect his 7th. And Michael backs off. How many times have we seen Michael in this situation start and stop and start and stop?
This is what makes Michael great, generally speaking, and why him and Alex are 1-2. When you want a ball in hand,
you take your time, you make sure
nobody
it's
better.
Right.
He's going to make sure everything is what he wants to see. He could take 20 minutes. He's waiting for that guy down there.
Yeah.
He's going to make sure everything is crystal clear. And he's going to bowl when he's ready.
Yeah, there's someone bowling on lane 1, actually. Which
they're pretty busy.
I know. And above lane 22.
And he sees the guy moving. The guy just went up and picked up another ball, so he's putting his stuff away. But, yeah, so Michael, like I said, is going to stay focused. Ryan's got his hand on his heart.
Ryan literally patting his chest, and Michael steps off again. This is not gamesmanship, folks. This is Michael getting his own head together. Ryan walks up and says, "Take it easy, boy. It's not like you've been here 31 times
Remember
before."
The conversation we had with Michael when he beat Packy for his last title. What did he say to us? It doesn't get easier as you get older.
Does not. And he's also been very, very clear. You're only as good as your last win.
Yep.
That's what everyone thinks of you. And here he goes. This is not gamesmanship, folks. This is Mike Lichstein getting his head together. He needs a double to win. Count is almost irrelevant, as it is a 3-pin advantage for the Bissonnette team. First shot's away, up the edge, turn it up.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Flush 9.
Oh my God!
A stone 9-pin.
Sorry for screaming, folks.
For Mike Lichstein to lose.
I got goosebumps. I can't believe that just happened.
That is unbelievable. He absolutely stuffed it to the gills and leaves a stone 9. He walks away. He can't believe it. Chris Monroy is in tears. He's going to. You gotta wonder if Mark Croft didn't have something to do with that shot. This is shocking.
That 9-pin didn't even move.
That 9-pin was stoned. It's like it's nailed to the deck. Bissonnette comes through with the win. Chris Monroy in tears. Unbelievable finish. Mike Lichstein doing what
his
he does.
His ball didn't go high flush until that one.
He could not have done it any better.
It's so loud.
He absolutely dead flushed it. It was stuffed to the gills. 10 in the pit except for a stone 9. My God.
It hit so hard. The pins exploded up over it.
Off the corner. Just unbelievable. I don't even know how that happened.
You couldn't even see it.
I don't even know how that happens. Oh, my God. And that is title number 32 that just went away with that stone 9-pin. Unbelievable. That is incredible. And everybody giving these guys a standing ovation for this match.
Best match of the year.
What a match. Unbelievable. And Michael, he's sorry for Ryan. I can't believe it. And Michael's got to finish this off. And, oh, my goodness, we're all stunned here that Michael just could not get that to go. A stone 9. And my Lord, we're all just exasperated here over this hit. And Michael's going to take something straight up the lane, doesn't care. And
what a great showing by everybody. Great bowling.
Goodness, so they win the second game by 7 and lose the match by 6 because of the 13-pin victory. First game by Monroy and Bissonnette, and of course those 2 opens. How huge are those 2 opens now, Chris?
The single pin is the big one.
At the end of that, the 7-pin was the big one. Yeah, boy, what an incredible match, folks. I'm so glad you were here to see it. This will be up on our YouTube channel, and boy, we're gonna sign off and reset. We'll be back for the champions interview, but. Chris, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for staying around.
Thank you for hosting.
You're welcome, and thank you for hosting the Paul Forey. We're going to hug right now in honor of our fathers, me and Chris.
Oh, you bet, buddy.
It's been so great to do that.
Great job, and thank you for
much.
doing this.
All right, man. We'll be right back with the champions interview, everybody. We're all just out of breath here. Take care. We'll be back in a minute.